Hello and welcome to another First Impressions video brought to you by MMO Play. It's here taking a look at a recently changed free-to-play game on Steam called Kingdom Wars. Until recently this was called Dawn of Fantasy Kingdom Wars. It was available for $5. Back in August it was announced that the game was going free-to-play, and just this past week, in October, it finally did. And this is going to be what it is. It's available on Steam, it is free-to-play, there are optional purchases available. And this game, probably the best way to describe it would be a real-time strategy-ish, but an MMO. So a lot like those tactical games on browsers, but a little more depth because it is a full-on client, not just a browser-based game. There are also elements of RPGs. There is a hero character, and your other characters can also progress, much like Civ, where you can upgrade your units if they gain experience. We're looking at it just from the basic beginning. So there is a story, there are missions and quests, you do have to go and complete them to get complete objectives, but also kind of just tell you how to play the game. There are 3 different factions, and from those factions you can play different specific races, and then you saw the customization available. And then here is the basic layout. It is an isometric view. There are a lot of the it feels like in maybe a StarCraft Brood War style graphics. So here is my hero and the quest giver. Here's my starting army and my starting area. From here, there is not too much to do early in the game. The pacing is really slow early. It is a real-time strategy in that there's not actual turns, but it may be more of a turn-based in that a lot of the moves take time, which you need to wait between. So a lot of times you'll just queue up a bunch of things and then maybe move on, like a browser game, basically. So even just maneuvering your units can take quite a while. You're in a pretty big area, it takes a few minutes. You can see I'm going through and gathering some quests. You can read the story if you choose to. And then besides that, I have to go through and build up certain buildings, upgrade buildings, and then unlock more units. The difference is, since I'm an elf, I do it with these big trees in my area. These tall trees around my starting camp can be used to craft or create new buildings. So I can see I'm actually working on a quest, so I need that, and I got enough resources. I can maybe build one more building. So let's go and let's have a little fun. And what can I craft? You can see I can't do too much. Also, like I said, real time, I can be multitasking, having my units be acting while I'm doing this. As you get a better feel for the game, you're probably going to want to be multitasking, especially if you're going to be playing for extended periods of time and not just doing a couple of things here and there. Now, you can see at the top it does say I don't have enough resources, which means I can't build that. Also, I probably don't have enough resources to really recruit too much. There is a definite economy to the game. I need to be able to balance all my resources. So I'm going to have to... In most strategy games, my focus early game is to be able to set up my production and my income early and then try to build up late. That's why when I played StarCraft 2, I actually played Zerg. They do that a lot. At least when StarCraft 2 first came out, you would focus on your ability to create resources first and then worry about units later. In this game, it is multiplayer, it is online, but you do get 24 hours to get ready to defend yourself first. And that's only one of my 2 quests. My other one is I have to go through and clear out some goblins nearby. So I'm going to want to box like you do in most strategy games, which means I can highlight multiple units, and then I'm going to send them off towards an area. You can see some of the other options in my land. All this is my land. I can come over here and gather resources. Like I might want to gather metals later. I might want to, well, probably not chop down trees, being an elf and all. Maybe I'll go ahead and set up some deer so I have some more ability to create health and maybe some food later. But I also do want to go and complete my other objective of fighting off some goblins. So I'm going to grab all my units and I'm going to send them along the way. When you highlight a mission, you can get a preview of where your objective is and then kind of use that to be able to go there. I tried using A move, and I'm not 100% sure if it works or not. For anyone that's played strategy games in the past, A move means you'll highlight your units A and click on an area, which means all your guys will attack towards an area. So if an enemy gets in the way, it'll attack any enemies along the way towards that path. Not sure if that works here. I don't know about the hotkeys. The tutorial seems pretty minimalistic at this point, although they did just completely redefine how the game is, and they did just make a whole massive patch. So there's probably some changes coming up in the end. Also, there is an optional campaign. That is one of the things you purchase when you purchase the game. That pack, I believe, is $5. I'm going to fast forward to the point where we're fighting the goblins, just so we can see what some combat looks like. And it looks like my guys are finally arriving. You can see there is a day-night cycle, so it basically my troops marched overnight to get here. Do have an assortment of guys, including workers, which I didn't keep an eye on, again, being a total noob at this point. My workers are going to take heavy losses during this battle, because they have no business being here. Imagine, you know, doing an SCV rush if you're a veteran to StarCraft 1 or even 2. But here we go. It looks like we're going to finish them off. Lost, looks like a couple of units, including took some massive damage to some of my worker line, which I'm going to come over here and have them start harvesting. There we go.
My Fulos will fly, Maltar.
And come over here. Now, in terms of a real-time strategy, I will say the pacing feels pretty slow, but that's the MMO aspect of it. It gives people time to react, and for some reason my archers are shooting these veins. Iron or stone? I don't think that's how mining works, though, guys. Like the game, check it out. It's available for free with the content. Stay tuned more for MMO Play. Thanks for watching. There we go. Now that's how you mine.